I really thought he was going to do a miracle. I mean, I knew it. I knew he was going to come through and heal her, and everything was going to be okay. I had the faith. I grabbed the doctor's hand, and I prayed this huge prayer of faith that God was going to sweep a revival across the hospital. People who didn't believe in him were going to see him heal in a miraculous way. I knew he was going to do a miracle, and he didn't. I grew up hearing these verses. If you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. It's like, without faith, it's impossible to please God. Faith is the evidence of things not seen, confidence in them. And I had the confidence. I just knew it. But what happens when God doesn't come through? Is my faith not big enough? What happens when he disappoints? You see, I've always thought that for some reason, if you follow Jesus close enough, that bad things just don't happen to you. I guess when you read the Bible, you see something totally different. All the disciples, they died tragically. They were executed for their faith. It's like they lived for something bigger than this world. Almost like a tragedy here was actually like a welcoming somewhere else. So welcoming into this next world. I mean, Jesus' cousin, John the Baptist, he was Jesus. He said so himself. He was the greatest man ever to be born of a woman, and he was the forerunner. I mean, he was the guy that was setting the stage for Jesus. He was preaching, and if there was anybody that was righteous, that was following Jesus closely, it was John. And then at the end of his life, he finds himself in a prison cell. And he expected to be sitting at the right hand of Jesus as he's bringing this new kingdom into fruition, and he's not. He's in a prison cell. He sends his disciples to Jesus and say, "Hey, did I miss something? Like, was there supposed to be somebody else? Like, are we supposed to expect another Christ? Because I didn't think it would wind up like this." He didn't know what to do when God didn't come through in the way he thought. And the next scene we see in John's life is he's getting beheaded because of the request of a 12-year-old girl. What do you do? What do you do when God disappoints you and doesn't come through for you the way you thought he would? And I had all these dreams for us, these plans. We were gonna have kids together and watch them grow up, and watch them walk down an aisle, and we were gonna grow old together. And I felt like God had promised me that. I think it's in those moments that your faith gets tested. The genuineness of your faith is tested through trial, through suffering. It's like these moments are the moments that either shake your faith or they can shape your faith. You see, I wonder if sometimes we worship God not because of who he is, but we worship God because of what we think he's going to do for us. You see, I started to realize that God never promised me 50 years with Amanda. Every year I had with her was a gift. He never promised me that we were going to grow old together. She wasn't even mine to begin with. She belonged to him. It was like holding God to these promises. He didn't say she would never leave me and she would never abandon me and she would always be there. He said that he would never leave me or abandon me, that he was going to be with me always. Maybe the miracle that I was looking for was, maybe in God's eyes, it was too small. Maybe this setback is really just this major setup for an even bigger miracle. Maybe this is what faith is really all about. It's even when I don't see it, I still have to choose, still have to decide that that God is working something out for my good. He's working some big plan out for his glory. And I don't worship him just because what he can do for me. I worship him because of who he is.